everyone, Joe Gray, aka Gray Matter Lifting, here with another review. Today we're talking about the ChiliPad, which is not a gym product. So this is kind of unique territory for me. However, I think most people lifting weights on a regular basis should be, if not already are, concerned with sleep quality, deep sleep, restorative sleep, whatever you want to go with. In general, helps you recover better, makes you healthier, hopefully produces more gains, the whole deal. So that's what we're talking about today. So let's get out of the gym and head towards the bedroom. All right, so this is our California King bed. We have a bare mattress, which I've written about before, as well as some their bamboo sheets and bed liners and stuff like that. It's on risers, so it's not a box spring, but you can see I can actually fit my hand under there, which is helpful for what we're going to look at a little bit today. Very first kind of overview of what we're talking about here is pull back the bed sheets and stuff. Is this guy right here? So this is the ChiliPad. It's the actual pad itself. So you can see right here, and then here, and then here. So in these thicker parts, there is a little bit of a tube. So it's probably hard to actually see on the camera. Yeah, I don't really think I can make that pop much. That is what actually has the water that runs through it. So whether you're trying to heat or cool your bed, the water will run through that portion of the pad. The water comes up from, you can see this guy right here, so that goes down and under. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get any view underneath. Oh yeah, so you can see it comes down, it goes around, all the way, and then we've got the actual unit right there. You can see the second one on the other side. That is my wife's. Yep, way back there. That is my wife's. So similar setup. Runs all the way through, up, and under, and around. So this is actually, it's one mattress pad, but it's kind of split in half. So you could run, the concept is supposed to be able to be, you could say have a hot sleeper and a cold sleeper. So I could run mine really cold while my wife could run hers really hot. So then that way we can both reach our ideal sleep temperature using one pad. So when you hook up, I'm going to try and pull the bed up a bit so you can actually see the unit. So here's the unit itself. Sorry for the board in the way. It's hard to get these out of here. So you can see I can turn it on here. You can adjust it to be cooler or warmer here, or turn it back off. You fill up the tank right here at the reservoir. It's pretty easy. And you can see the power cord and the cold or the water cable that runs. So it's all pretty compact. It's not, it doesn't get in the way. Like I said, we just have ours on basic risers, so it fits under there nice and easy, which is good. So again, the general concept here is you now have a unit, trying to put the camera down, sorry. You now have a unit that can cool or heat, depending on what you're looking for, your bed. It goes under the fitted sheet, which is nice because then you don't have something extra that you maybe have to put over you or whatever it might be. In theory, it just integrates into your sleeping patterns. So to me, there's two key questions to think about when we think about this. One, or maybe it's three. So let's do one. Does it actually cool/heat the bed? Yes. So very clearly, when you turn on the units, and you let them run. It takes a while to get there. It's maybe about a half an hour or so to get the settings that you put into where it is. Um, it will heat up. You can feel it. It's warm. It's nice and cozy and everything like that. Or it's cold. It's nice and cool. It feels really similar to crawling into a freshly made bed that no one's been in. Nice, cool sheets. So it most certainly does cool and warm the bed. The second piece would maybe be the general performance. So, like, how does it impact the environment that you're in and all kinds of stuff. I don't believe that they are that loud. Now, again, ours are under our bed, under the frame. If you had it out on the side table, you need to really be a fan of white noise. Otherwise, I think it could very easily be too loud. There's also lights that go on. You saw the heads up display on it come on. So that will stay on for at least a limited amount of time. If you're trying to adjust the temperatures or anything with the remote, you can see that as well. That can be a pain in the butt. My wife adjusted hers at one point while I was trying to sleep, and even with my eye mask on, it lit up the room. So I think those. I think if you didn't have a under the bed solution, you're gonna need to really think about what you're gonna do here. Um, Again, light would be a problem. Noise could potentially be a problem. General, just look and feel. I mean, ours pretty much disappears. But again, if you have it out and you've got tubes all over the place and stuff, it's going to look like a hospital. If you don't care about that, cool. But I don't exactly want my room to look that gnarly. So, uh, the other piece would be the actual bed liner itself. So we spent good money on a very nice Bear mattress that we really like. Is very comfortable, has a nice pillow top, surface, etc. Uh, the mattress pad sucks. Like, you can very clearly feel it. You can feel the tubes. You can feel the fact that you now have a layer of something between you and the mattress. So it really dulls the nice, comfortable sensation of a nice bed, both in my opinion and my wife's. My wife hated it instantly. I could easily get over it, but I think I'm also someone who could sleep on most surfaces if necessary. So, certainly something to consider. Again, I didn't like it, but I could get over it. My wife did not like it at all. She's not a fan. The third piece, and I think this is really actually the most important aspect of does this work or not, is does it actually cool you? So it's one thing to cool the bed. It's another thing to effectively cool you. So the whole point is supposed to be that it helps drop your core temperature. So if it's 70 degrees in the room, you can be at your ideal 65 or 60 or whatever that might be. In both myself and my wife's experience, no, it doesn't work. I actually have had the worst week of sleep I may have ever had using this. And mind you, I have a 3-year-old daughter who did not sleep through the night consistently until she was about 2.5. So I've had some pretty rough nights and weeks and months over the last 2.5 years, and this was absolutely horrendous. Trying to get the settings to where I wanted to make them cool, it never did. So it would be cool when I got in the bed if I had ran it for about a half an hour before, but by the time I actually got in there, my body heat started kind of dispersing itself in and amongst the bed. The effect went away entirely. Laying on the mattress pad, you would feel, so if you lay it on your back, you would feel it be cool here, like on your back, and maybe like about that far into the skin, but then the rest of your body was still warm. So your core was still warm, and your entire chest and upper torso and upper legs and everything were still warm. So, yeah, it cooled like 10% of you, but that wasn't enough to make a difference. And in fact, it actually made it worse for me and for my wife. You ended up having this disparity of, well, my back is cool, but the rest of me isn't, and so I actually need like a fan on and those kinds of things. It didn't work. If you laid on your side, it was even worse because now you only have one side being cooled and the whole rest of your body not at all. It did not seem to be able to keep up with me throughout the night. The unit consistently ran all night long trying to produce enough cooling effect. And this is in March. This is not like peak summer season where I would be hotter, the room would be hotter, everything. This is like, it's still like low 70s in the room if we just crack the window open. So, yeah, terrible week of sleep. The sleep was not, when I actually did fall asleep, it wasn't deep or restful. I felt almost rushed in my sleep, like I woke up and even if I got 4 hours, I felt like it was only one. I didn't have any vivid lucid dreams or anything. Actually, last night when I finally tapped out, I turned off the unit and then I passed out and slept better for about 3 hours than I have probably cumulatively for the rest of the week. I'm taking long breaths here because I'm actually pretty frustrated. I really wanted this to work. I really, 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 really wanted this to work. I am a super hot sleeper. I always have been. I've always needed to kick a foot out, or another foot, or put an arm out, or sleep with the fan on high or whatever. My wife is probably, I don't know, 10 to 20 degrees cooler than I am, which creates issues in terms of trying to balance hot versus cold. I can also handle more noise than she can, so I could sleep with the full blast box fan in the window and the ceiling fan on high. She can't do either of those. So the idea behind this, that you have two different zones that you can control individually, that there's not a whole lot of noise, that there's not any wind to dry out your skin or your eyes or your sinuses or any of that stuff. This was like going to be a game changer. And it's just been the absolute opposite of that. Yeah. So we are currently in the process of sending it back. So I will addendum this review right after this with that process. I might do a write-up for it. But in general, I can't recommend this even the slightest. There are a lot of people that seem to really like it. Chris Duffin has said he likes his. Kelly Starrett likes his. Tim Ferriss recommends it. You can find a ton of reviews online of people saying it changed their life and they're sleeping and all these other things. I don't know what I'm doing differently, wrong, whatever compared to them, but it was horribly uncomfortable and just ineffective at everything it was supposed to do. So that's it. If you have any questions, comments, let me know below. If you have a different idea, a different solution, I'm more than willing to try. I got this for 40% off, which I thought was going to be awesome. Now it's just going to go back, full refund. I should mention that they do have a 90-day guarantee, so that was one of the main things that got me to try it. So even if you're still interested after watching this, or maybe a little less interested, you can try it. If you're willing to put out the almost $1,000 to buy it and test it and see, and then just ship it back. No harm, no foul. You may have a better experience than I do. I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to know why my experience sucked and yours was great, but that's it for me on the cooler, the ChiliPad, the whole kind of thing going on. So, all right, thanks. Everyone, I said I would check back in when I did the return process with ChiliPad. So I filed for the return. It was pretty easy. You've got to fill out a form with serial numbers and stuff like that, which is, I mean, it just is what it is. It doesn't take very long, but you got to have you probably got to write some stuff down on a notepad and then enter it on the desktop. I wouldn't do it on your phone. It's a little bit more difficult. So, but then they offer a prepaid shipping option, but you pay for it. So the single units are 30 and the double units are 60. So all in all, I've paid $60 to test this essentially for a week to tell me that I didn't like it. It's probably not terrible, $60 for science purposes. If I ended up liking it, you know, I was more than willing to pay the like $800 I had paid. So $60, I mean, while it would be nice for them to say, hey, within the first 90 days, if you return it, we cover the shipping, it's not a make or break item. So it's on its way back. So I expect a full refund here very shortly because I kept literally every single sticker, bag, twist tie, everything's back where it's supposed to be. So that's it. All right.